Hello, everybody. Today we're gonna talk about the truth about the drugs. My name is Jose Luis Villate, and I am from the Universidad Distrital Francisco Jose de Caldas. So, generally, drugs in our culture have been popular since the 60s. They started to be popular in the USA, but they have also gone to some other parts of the world, as Latin America or even Europe. Everything started with the hippie culture, but nowadays these drugs are very popular and are part of every kind of society. So we can see, for example, that nowadays 208 million of people consume any kind of drug, whether if it is marijuana or cocaine, whatever. 208 million of people are consuming drugs. We can say that for around 400% of people are consuming drugs. So we can see, for example, like a ranking where Czech Republic is the first consumer with 44% of people consuming drugs. The second one is Ireland with 39% of people. In number three, we can see United Kingdom in general with 38% of consumers. Now, if you ask yourselves about Colombia, we're gonna find Colombia with 12% of consumers. Now, 12% doesn't sound like a really big number, but if we think that these 12% of people is like 90% adolescents and young people, it's something that is terrifying because we can see that the intake of drugs in Colombia is mainly on young people and adolescents. Now, we have why do people consume drugs? Well, at this point, we're gonna see like the most common reasons to consume drugs, and in those reasons we find, for example, to fit into a context. This is the most common, as you can see in the image. To fit into a context is when you, as an adolescent, you want to belong to any kind of group, and it results that in this group they are consuming drugs. So you're gonna start to consume drugs just because you have the necessity to belong to the group. So you are just looking for acceptance. Drugs is a way to be accepted into that group. The second reason is to evade or relax. Well, this is something that you do most of the time alone, and it's just when you want to relax and to evade maybe your problems. And just because of that, just because you want to forget the problems that you have in that moment. Number three, we have to avoid boredom. It's very similar to the second one. So it's when you don't have anything to do, and it happens so much in our culture because adolescents they spend or we spend half of our day studying, but many of us don't do anything else during the rest of the day. So sometimes to avoid boredom, we're gonna go to the drugs. To look older, this is very similar to the first one, to fit into a context. It's just because you think that when you're consuming drugs, you're gonna look more interesting for other people, or you're gonna look like you have something that they want to have, and you have it. You know what I mean? So you are gonna look older, you're gonna look more interesting, and you think that people are gonna desire to be like you. So that's why you do it. And the last one, to try something new. This is like the first step for all consumers. They just want to know what does it feel, how you can feel when you consume any kind of drug. Now, how do drugs work? What is like the function or the effects of drugs? First of all, we have to have in mind that all drugs are poison. They are poison, and they are affecting mainly our brain. Now, As they are poison in a small quantity, they are going to work as a stimulating. So if you consume a drug in a small quantity, it is going to stimulate you. Maybe you're going to feel that you have more energy, you're going to feel more excited about something.
5 minutos.
And that's the function. In a larger quality, it's gonna be like a sedative. So you're just going to sleep, or you're gonna have that desire. And in excess, it's what we call overdose, and it can kill a person. Drugs can affect your brain, as I told you, is the first organ that is affected by drugs. Now, three main drugs. We can talk about marijuana, we can talk about ecstasy, and cocaine. Well, marijuana is very easy to get it. It's just like to get a cigarette or a smoke, so it's very easy to get it for young people. In short term, you're gonna have a lack of coordination, and in long term, maybe you're gonna have psychotic symptoms. The ecstasy is a pill or a capsule, and is a drug made in a laboratory. It's a synthetic drug. The effects are very similar because at the beginning you're gonna feel like excited and you're gonna want to do something, but in long term you are gonna have brain damage affecting your ability to think. And the last one is cocaine. Well, cocaine is the most dangerous one. Well, inside the most dangerous ones, and you can take it orally or by the nose, or you can even inject it if it is crack. In short term, you're gonna have hallucination and depression, maybe paranoia. And the problem with cocaine is that those effects are gonna be the same in long term, but you're gonna have them without even consuming drugs. So without consuming cocaine in long term, you're gonna have paranoia, you're gonna listen to voices, you're gonna have hallucinations, and we know about stories that people have committed suicide or have killed others just because of these hallucinations. As a conclusion, I only can tell you that you have to read first. So please inform yourself. There are many brochures like this one, many presentations. You have Google, so just Google whatever question you have and read. Inform yourselves before consuming any drug. Inform yourself about the effects in short term and about the long-term effects, and make your choice. Make your choice, because this is something that is happening in our world. It's very common to get it, so we can avoid it. So just read. Thank you.